Mm-hmm.
But
Oh gosh.
we'll get started. So today we have Taylor Edwards, a member of the 2020 Olympic softball team. And I would like to start off with some rapid fire questions. Are you ready, Taylor?
I am ready.
All right.
Let's get it.
Texting or talking?
Talking.
What was your walkout song in college?
I had 2 every year, but my first year it was Baby by Justin Bieber and Teach Me How to Dougie. I don't remember the artist.
That's awesome.
Yep.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome, how good of a driver are you?
Oh, I think I'm like a 12.
Oh,
for sure.
Love the confidence. When traveling, are you an aisle or window seat?
Oh man, I'm a window. Early flights, window, definitely.
What temperature do you like your thermostat at?
68.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
What is your current hype song?
Oh, hype song. Ooh, probably Wash It All Away by Five Finger Death Punch, I think they're called.
Okay. Are you an early riser or a night owl?
Night owl, definitely.
Rock, paper, or scissors?
Rock.
Say good day, mate, in an Australian accent.
Good day, mate.
That was amazing.
Oh gosh.
Favorite childhood TV show?
Probably Bear in the Big Blue House.
Sour Patch Kids or Swedish Fish?
Sour Patch Kids.
Besides softball, what is your favorite Olympic sport?
Beach volleyball.
Can you touch your toes without bending your knees?
Oh, when I was younger, yes.
Not so much now.
No, I need to stretch before I can get down there.
That's fair. All right, that's all I had for the rapid fire, so hopefully that wasn't too bad.
No,
Maybe by the end I'll let you redeem yourself on the good day, mate.
Yeah, seriously. I started laughing before I could even finish it.
It was hard for me to even get that out, like without laughing. So, so tell us a little bit about your background. What is your softball story?
Mm-hmm. My softball story, I guess softball's always been in my family. Mom and dad, older brother, and then me. I have a twin sister who's a minute and 10 seconds older than me. And then I have a younger sister. So my dad started out playing all sports, but he played slow pitch competitively at like the major level, which is like the highest men's slow pitch level. So as a little kid, we were always at the softball field. So that's how we got into it. We probably started when we were 3 or 4. And so ever since then, we've just been in softball. And my brother didn't play. He played a little bit of baseball and soccer, but he went more business, the work world. And I don't know. Yeah. Ever since we were 3 or 4, just always played softball, like kind of played soccer, basketball, but softball always stuck, and just fell in love with it. My twin, she was a pitcher. So kind of by default, I became a catcher. It helped with like just her doing her stuff, but then I eventually started to fall in love with it. And my dad, he was third base catcher. So that kind of was also like a cool, unique bond that I got to build with him. And ever since, we were little, it just took off.
So have you always been a catcher then?
Yeah. So high school, always catcher, travel ball throughout the years, catcher, third base, first base. And then ever since college, just strictly catcher.
Okay. Is there any other position you'd like to play? Like if you could do it all over again, would you still pick catcher?
I think as I get older, I would want to change it. I love my catching experience and the relationships, bond, and time, and like just every single pitch, I guess, mentality that you get, and you're so into the game. But I sometimes I wish I would play shortstop.
Yeah.
I think that's just like the coolest position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and that's the awesome thing with being a catcher is like you're involved in every single play when you're on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Every single one.
that's an awesome experience.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit. What was it about Nebraska that made you want to commit there?
Mm-hmm. So I'll always say we, because my twin and I, we always wanted to play together. So we always want to play high school, travel ball. And then once we, figured out that we were good enough to potentially go to college and just go somewhere together, it didn't matter where it was. We just wanted to be together. So we took visits to a couple schools, and just out of all the schools that we took a visit to, Nebraska stood out to us the most about one, the campus, the community, just like the city in general, like being from Southern California and then going to Lincoln, Nebraska. It was like, one, I didn't know where it was on the map. And it was just like a super like small town, but it had a very homey feel to it. So it kind of felt like a home away from home. And we took, I think, 2 visits there. And then after that, we had committed, and it was just the feelings we got being there, meeting the coaches, meeting the girls who were on the team before us, and just the tradition of Nebraska. I mean, let alone the facilities were top notch, the academic help, and just like, because I struggled with school growing up and I wasn't the most confident with it. So that for me was another big thing, to like just feel that I could, there's not as much pressure for me to do it alone. I had help. I could reach out if I needed to, and academic wise. And I think those were the things for sure that stood out with Nebraska.
That's awesome. Now, at any point, because like you said, Southern California to Lincoln, Nebraska, huge change. Like at any point during your freshman year, were you like, what did I do?
So in our visits, our unofficial visits, we made sure to go there when it was wintertime, snowing, cold. We were like, okay, we're from SoCal. Like, we don't know what snow is. Like, we've been to Idlewild or something, like when we were younger, or Big Bear, but like, that was it. Like, we would be living in this for like months out of the year. Right. So, we went to Nebraska, I think, for their fall games a couple times, fall games. And then another year we went for just like a random camp or something, but we made sure those ones were like in the dead of like whatever winter storm was coming. So we made sure to cross that off. And just, I remember the first 2 weeks freshman year, both of us were homesick. We would like cry, Skype our parents, and just like, what are we doing? Like, we're 18, 19 years old. Like, yeah, we're grown-ups, but like, we've never been away from home, like by ourselves. But having the both of us together, that definitely helped out a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now, when you did call home and Skype home and tell your parents that you were homesick, how did they respond to you?
My dad is not a man of too many words. So he was just like, all right, well, I'm sorry. Like, we'll see you whenever, your fall games are, which is like, this was August, and fall games started like end of September, beginning of October. And since there were 2 of us, it was too expensive to travel home for Thanksgiving, because that's like 2 weeks before Christmas. So like, we were like, man, we really got to suck it up. Like, we just got to get through this first semester. My mom was like, oh, like, I'm sorry, you guys, like, just Skype me tomorrow. Like, we'll be on it. Let's make like a routine. Let's get you guys, figure it out, get yourself set up there, like make your dorms homey. Like, you just got to figure it out.
No, that's awesome. And like, I love that you guys, took the opportunity to go out when Nebraska is not at its finest, and I think that a lot of players will do that, and they see, oh, I love this area during this time of year, but they don't know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I mean, I think that that's phenomenal that you guys were able to do that. Very, very smart. So,
because it's like the whole time we're going to be there, it's basically going to be cold. Like August, September, October, warm. And then November, December, January, February, March, and probably April, those are all going to be cold. So it's like, and we would go home for summer, so we wouldn't even be in Nebraska during that time. So it's like, we got to make sure we're okay with being in a cold weather state.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole different element. I mean, you're not getting to
Mm,
play outside year round, and
yeah,
it is definitely something different to experience.
yeah.
So what are some life lessons that you can take or that you have taken from softball that have just kind of trickled over into your everyday life?
I think some life lessons definitely, patience,
Mhm.
and just being able to, I guess, learn the game, but also like learn whatever I'm doing, whatever the environment is around me.
Mhm.
Just take it in, be patient with it, and like just let it all play out.
Mhm.
Obviously, being a catcher, it's given me like more vocal, see something, say something, or just whatever my opinion is. It's always valid. So just speak up about something, or just be vocal about what I believe or what I think. That definitely has helped as I've gotten older. Because as a kid, I was never really like open, talkative. That was always my twin Tatum. She was always like the loud one. I was always the quiet one. And um, definitely softball has opened me up to just like the networking and just how to communicate with other girls, women, just of all ages, and getting to see their background, where they came up from or where they grew up from, how they've developed. Because I've played with women since we were kids and travel ball all the way up to now, or played with them in college, and then now they're moms, and just like seeing their lives to get pulled together.
Mhm.
um, it's definitely helped me just, I guess, mold the woman I am today, and just have, yeah, a lot of patience. I think in life now that's what a lot of people need. But I know for me, just patience and just acceptance of it too, and just like obviously teamwork and just connecting with other people. Um, yeah, especially in the pro league, we would have um, new teammates randomly at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and then 2 weeks before championships, and just being able to connect with people and open, honest communication right away, just so everybody can get on the same page for the same goal. So that has definitely helped me as I've gotten older.
That's awesome. Very, very awesome.
Yeah.
I guess to kind of go along with that, how big is the mental side of softball for you?
Mhm. The mental side is huge. Growing up, my dad, he was always big about the mental side. So he would always like read little snippets to us, heads up baseball, long time ago. And then going through college, we would read books by John Gordon, more of like a team building one. We've read The Mind Gym, and then transitioning into pro and now the Olympic team. It's more of, um, it's always been about how my mentality is, but I guess in college and all of that, it was like more of group sharing and everybody getting on the same page, and like taking those risks to be open mentally with people,
Yeah.
being like, hey, like today I'm not feeling my greatest, like I'm carrying stuff off the field onto the field, so like I need your help. And then that's kind of like how I felt during college. So then transitioning into pro and now the Olympic team, or national team in 2018 too, it has transitioned more into like that vulnerability piece is like just the only piece now that people have a mental block with, from my own experience. And just being okay with like, what am I trying to say? Like, we all know the like softball is hard.
Mhm.
So everybody already having that as like, it's okay. Like you don't have to tell me like softball's hard. Like, dude, I know. Like it's
Right.
freaking hard. It's like you get one hit out of three. Like if we go into numbers, it's like this whole other story, but it's more of just like little battles every single pitch. Like, okay, defense wise, did I have a good shift for my pitcher? If I didn't, then I need to shift earlier. And just like breaking those things down and seeing it as one little piece of the pie
Mhm.
of, and whatever that pie is in that situation.
Yeah.
And just thinking of it that way, it's helped a lot mentally, and not let things build up as much. And just maturity mentally wise as I've gotten older has been a really cool transition to see.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I mean, just the way that you broke it down and, the things that you had to go through. It's like, you know, people think that softball is just a physical thing, and it's like the mental side is just always forgotten about. And it's that's one thing that the younger generation, like I hope that there's leaders out there that are pushing them to be better mentally. And that's, as a coach, like that was the one thing, like it was like I didn't see enough of that. So I mean, I think that that's awesome, and I hope that whoever's watching this video is learning that from you, that there is more to the game than just the physical side.
And I hope, especially too with the mental side, like just really asking the kid, whether it's a boy or a girl, and just making sure that they love what they're doing, love the sport that they're doing. Because if they don't love it and they're just being pushed by somebody, like they're not gonna enjoy it, and it's just gonna go downhill from there, and it's just gonna be like just so draining and exhausting. And like in the pro league specifically, when I would like talk with women from all over the country, just like their experiences and how some have had bad ones, they've been pushed too far and then they're burned out by their first, second year in the league, and then how other people were mentally, and how their conversations with like their parents, guardians, or just coaches and teammates and stuff like that. The mental side is huge.
No, I love that you said that you need to make sure that the kid or the player loves what they're doing. I think that is overlooked so many times nowadays, and I love that. It's awesome. So I mean, it sounds like the mental side it's definitely a huge part in your everyday game, and I think that, like I said, people that are watching this are going to hopefully take a little bit more seriousness in the mental side. So
I hope so.
I know, right? So this is the first time that the Olympics is having softball again since 2012. How does it feel to represent your country?
It is pretty awesome. It's sometimes a loss for words, and just like I feel super honored to do it and be able to be one of 18 women to do that for softball specifically. And just like I remember them taking it out, and then I mean at that point I was, I think, still in college, transitioning into college, and I was just like, well, geez, like that sucks. Like, and I didn't know anything about like a pro league or anything like that. So I was just like, well, I mean, that would have been really cool to be able to do that. But now it's like, okay, well, it's over now. Like real world, workforce, what am I going to do next? And then they put it back in. I think it was like 15 or 16. They announced it. And at that time I was playing pro and transitioning into playing overseas. And I was like, okay, wow, like this could really be something. And I could really be able to do this if I, set my mind to it. I have, the experience, and I'm trying to better my experience by going overseas and playing in Japan. And I was just like, all right, wow, like if I really want to try for this, like I got to do it. And then tryouts in October of 19, I think it was. And just like going through the whole week process was actually really cool for me, because I had made the national team in 18 when we qualified for the Olympics. And then 19, I didn't make the team. So in 20, it was the 19 summer team. And then tryouts were October of 19. And so for me, that week tryout was just like, leave it on the field. Like, this is all or nothing. Like, whether or not I make the team, like, I just want to make myself proud one, and just, give it everything I have, because I've been trying to, make this goal a reality and take the steps to do that since they announced it in 15 or 16 or whichever year it was. And so it's been a pretty freaking cool experience, cool journey. There's been a lot of road bumps, but it is what it is, and you just got to deal with when they come, and just be adaptable. And it's been an honor, honestly. It's been really cool.
So describe like your emotion, like when you said you didn't make the team the first time, and then you made it the second time around. Like describe how you felt like after the first time you kind of got shut down. Like, how did you bring yourself back to get to where you are?
So when I didn't make the summer 19 national team, I was super bummed about it. And I was like, damn, like, did I just lose my opportunity to be able to try out for the Olympic team? Did I lose like those bonds, those connections that I built? Did I, and also am I losing time to be continuing training? Because at that time I was volunteer in Nebraska. So I was trying to set up my life to be able to train consistently and just make that the priority. And not making the national team summer of 19 was tough, but it was really I guess, mental check for me. And I guess a soul check, making sure that I loved what I was doing. And I was like, okay, I feel this strongly emotional and like upset about it. Like, okay, I still love the game. Like, I want to compete. I want to, I want to represent my country, wear those letters again. And so I worked more on me and just little things that I could control. And I think that was the biggest, I guess, light bulb moment for me. And that's, I guess, the mentality I took into the tryout for the Olympic team. And just like, it doesn't matter, my skills or my looks compared to somebody else in my same position. It's, what are my intangible things that I can bring to the team and, make them better, make my teammates better, what I can provide. And just, it was pretty awesome. That week of tryouts was cool.
I'm sure it was so gratifying when you were just like, oh, I did it. Like, knock me down. I'm getting back up again.
Yeah. We had a week-long tryout. And then after that, the morning everybody was supposed to fly out, they sent out the email of who made the roster. So for the Olympics, there's a 15-player roster. And then we carry 3 replacement players. So on the email, I was one of the 3 replacement players. And so, like, getting the email, it was super, I guess, like, just emotional and very overwhelming that my name was on the list. And then second, just figuring out right away, okay, what is my role in being these one of 3 people? So like, okay, now what? It was more of like I tapped into like, okay, what do I got to do? How can I do like just anything to improve the team, or what's my role now?
Oh, I love that. I love that question. Like, I just don't feel like it gets asked enough as like a teammate of anybody. What is my role? What can I do? How can I make us better? Like, that is just, that's inspiring to me. I love it.
Yeah. And it was after figuring out, like, I guess what the process was, or what I guess my main role was, it was always, I had meetings with our national director and then also with our head coach, and just figuring out, like, the main question was, do I want to do this? Because it's not for certain that my name will be on the starting 15 when we get to Japan. So I have to make sure, one, that I love what I'm doing, because in the end, I don't know if my name's going to be on there or not. I don't have a set, outlook, or not outlook. What am I trying to say? I don't have like a set, position. So one, making sure that I'm okay with that mentally and in my heart, like making sure I can still put in the work every day, not, half, go 50% every day. Just making sure I want to be there for the right reasons, and not, take those negative emotions and, spread it and be toxic with the other teammates.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like you're a fantastic teammate, and that's awesome to hear. I love it. So along your journey, you make the team, like, you're excited, and then here comes 2020 knocking on the door, COVID-19. Explain, how that delay has impacted, like, your mindset and your training, and, like, what you guys had to do now to, you got in your mind, like, we're going to the Olympics 2020, and then gets canceled. We're now in 2021.
It was really tough because MLB had sponsored our team, and they had yeah, basically sponsored us to be able to go on a tour right before the Olympics. So one, that was a super cool thing. We got to start. We started January, February, and then in the middle of March, that's when everything happened. Everything shut down with COVID. And so just having, that big of a high, like this is the Olympic year, MLB's finally like pushing us and like helping us get to where we want to be. And then having everything just like pause, like, whoa, this is real life. It was really just kind of like a big wake up call for everybody. Like, yes, we love what we're doing, but also like this is the real world. Like things aren't going to go as planned. You have to be, ready for whatever life throws at you, no matter what you believe in or wherever you come from. Like it's life or death type of stuff.
Right.
And so just being able to, I guess, come to terms with that. And us as a team, we took that time to just, do our Zoom calls. We had like our own team, like TED Talks. Everybody like just opened up, just got to know each other more because we came together as a team the end of October. So we had November, December, and then we went on tour at the beginning of the year. So we were only together 5 months. So that delay with COVID actually gave us time to come closer as a team, build our chemistry and just get real with each other, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so us getting a whole nother year to prepare, it actually has helped us come closer and just, make it unique. It was already going to be so unique in the beginning. And now having that happen, it just like, I don't know if it'll ever happen again, knock on wood. Hopefully it doesn't, like, but just having those stories and just how can you make the best situation out of whatever is thrown at you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the true meaning of agile. And,
Mhm.
seeing that you guys have, you took something really bad and frustrating and it's pushed everybody out a year and your emotions and,
Yeah.
you guys made it better. Like that's the best thing that you can do when, like you said, a situation is being thrown at us like this. I mean, and,
Yeah.
I really hope we don't ever have to experience anything like that again, but,
Yeah, seriously.
so I guess what has been like, since you've gotten to kind of almost experience it twice per se, like what has been the most fun part about this journey to the Olympics?
Ooh, that's a good question. The most fun. I think just being able to stay together as a team. I know that for sure was one of them, because I don't know if there was a time where they were thinking about doing a whole new tryout or not,
Wow.
but being able to stay together as a team and just keeping that bond from when we made the tryout in October of 19. That part has been really fun, to just not have our emotions so up and down, even with everything that's going on in the world and like our own personal lives. Just having that being a constant, that has definitely been just very relaxing. And just like I said, it was a constant. um and just making it fun. Like, yes, this whole thing just happened in the world, but whenever they announced that it was going to happen again, that was like, okay, whew, like we can relax. It's not going to be over. Like, because after this year, it's not going to be back in the next 24. It'll be back in 28. So I know for a lot of the women on the team, this is going to be their last. This will be their last ride and their last time playing. And just how can we make those last emotions, or those last moments, excuse me, um, you know, just fun, exciting every single day at practice. Even if we scrimmage ourselves almost every other day, and just how can we make that still fun, and
Right.
get to hit off Monica all the time. It's like, geez, I gotta hit off her again or something, or like, man, I gotta hit Kat's drop ball again. Like, why do I have to do that? And just making those moments fun, and just seeing, okay, every single day, like we got better at this, or you got better at that, like, or Delaney, like you look really good, like going to backhand, like just building each other up. And that part I think has been the most fun, and just seeing everybody grow throughout all of this whole year and a half. That has been super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I believe the last time that they were played was in 2008. So
Mhm.
2012 was like the last or the first time that we had the Olympics without softball. And I feel like it's starting to grow so much, like just over the last couple years. I mean, I really feel like since they announced that it was coming back into the Olympics for this year. And I mean, now we've got like Saturday is the first time ever that ABC is going to have a college softball game with Washington and Oklahoma. Like, I mean, that's phenomenal. Like, I mean, what do you think that this means for the future of softball?
Man, for the future of softball, like this is freaking awesome. Like these little steps that have been happening even like before my time, before your time, and just how everything has been building and building and building. And especially like you said, since after they announced it coming back, I feel like there's just been so many building blocks and just steps of like progressing the game, making it, more, I guess, inclusive. And before then it was already super inclusive, but having it more, seen by more countries, more people, and just getting it out there, and just being softball was already freaking so entertaining. It's just fast paced and just like the skills and everything. And now with it first time being on ABC, I really hope this is just a small step. I mean, it's huge, don't get me wrong, but also a small step to continue to get softball to, in the light. And just it's super cool. It like gives me the chills thinking about it. And
I've got chills
like
right now. Just
little things. I mean, little things like that. Like that's huge. But in the big, grand scheme of things, like there's something little like that. Just keep chipping away at it.
We'll get it there.
Yep.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Oh. Slowly but surely.
I know, right? Yeah. No, it's awesome. And I was so excited to see that. And, I'm really excited to see the future and, what you guys are able to do over there. And I mean, we're all definitely cheering you guys on over here. And so is there any last parting words that you would just like to shout out above the rooftop, whether it's advice or just anything else that you just kind of want anybody out there listening to know? Maybe something that you found out later in your softball career that you wish that somebody would have told you sooner in life.
Yeah. I said it earlier, but just always checking in with yourself and being honest with yourself, making sure that you love what you're doing. You love the sport that you're playing. You love the position that you're playing. You love your teammates. You love your coaches. Those little things go a long way, and they make your own personal experience so much better. And just being truly honest with yourself, like that part is it. Like just being open and, taking in everything, taking in whatever role you have. And if you don't like it, do something about it, like don't take the easy way out and just being like, poor me, I don't like it, so I'm just going to leave. Like figure out why and make yourself, a better human for you, because life's hard. Like we all know life is going to be hard. Even though the older that you get, it's just going to get harder. It's not going to get easier. So just, loving yourself, being able to push yourself in any aspect of the sport, with your teammates, your coaches, and just having that love for you and your sport. I can't say it enough. That would be my ultimate advice.
Oh, I love that advice. And I mean, y'all heard it here first from Taylor Edwards. Like, check yourself. I think it's definitely something that a lot of players need to do. So yeah. I'm like super, super excited. I can't thank you enough for your time.
Of course.
I'm very excited to be able to do this, because I remember back in third grade, I was asked to draw a picture of what I wanted to be when I grew up, and it was an Olympic softball player. And it's like, I still can see my drawing on that paper. And like, so now I'm going to be living vicariously through you and, your experiences and, following you on Instagram. So as I know, many other, grown women and young children are going to be doing the same thing. But I really can't thank you enough for your time. And I know it's a little bit crazy right now with, you guys getting ready to leave next week. So
yeah. Well, thank you. That was awesome. And I'm super pumped, and just thanks for having me. It was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Well, go get us the gold.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thanks, Taylor. I appreciate it.
No problem, Ashley. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.